So check this out. I need you to do me a favor. So I'm with this other shorty right now, and like I don't want my girl to know. So what I need you to do is I'm gonna call you so she thinks I'm actually with you. All right? Okay. All right. Bet. Good luck. What up? What up? What up, EU man? Good to see you, man. Hope y'all feeling good, cause your boy is out here feeling blessed and highly favored out here, man. Look, I feel real something on the skin. You know what I'm saying? Those of you who are just tuning in to the channel, first of all, we just want to thank you guys for tuning in, locking in with us on today or tonight, wherever you are at in the world. My name is Keith. I'm your big bro in the building. For those of you who are familiar with the channel, who are part of the Ethos youth community, we just want to thank you for all the love and the sharing and the comments and showing, expressing how these discussions have been able to help you and help you grow in God and go through life. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, we've been on this series called New Blank, Same Blank, right? And so it's been if you haven't seen them yet, I would suggest that you go back and listen to them. They're super dope, super impactful, super powerful. It's going to change your life. The next joint that we're talking about here today, right, is have you ever realized that we may have a new relationship, whether it be a romantic one or a new friendship, but then we seem to have the same experience that we had in our previous relationship. Like I'm not just talking about like a romantic one, guys. I'm talking about friends here. One of the challenges that we have as a community, as a family, is that we don't know when that relationship is supposed to end. And sometimes the reason why we don't know that, or we have a challenging time of ending the relationship, it's hard to see the end of the road when you're on the road. You know what I'm saying? But if we had a bird's eye view of what the road looked like, looking down, it's like, oh, that's where it ends. And if we knew that, oh my God, there's a cliff at the end of this, I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? If we knew that from the rip, look, that we would probably save ourselves a lot of time. And I'm pretty sure that there are people out here, you included, that you have wasted your time with people that are not good for you. One of the ways that we can tell if something is good for us, or if something needs to end, it says it in Ecclesiastes chapter 4. It says this: 2 people are better than 1. Right? We know this. It's great. For they can help you succeed. Now look, here's the thing. When we are in these relationships with our best friends, a community of people, or a romantic relationship, one of the things that we can look for and to figure out if, wait a minute, whether we need to end this relationship now or keep going, is if they not only are helping you, but are they helping you succeed? Now look, succeeding can be very subjective, because let's just keep it a bean. I have done some things with some friends that they have actually helped me succeed in doing the wrong thing. For example, they have actually helped me succeed in robbing somebody else. They've actually helped me succeed in sleeping with somebody else. So check this out. I need you to do me a favor. So I'm with this other shorty right now, and like I don't want my girl to know. So what I need you to do is I'm gonna call you so she thinks I'm actually with you. All right? Okay. All right. Bet. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? But those aren't the kind of succeeds. Those aren't the kind of wins that we talking about. You know what I'm saying? And these people that God is talking about, these kind of people that are going to help you succeed, these aren't just normal Joe Schmoes. These kind of people have to have a specific heart, have to have a specific mind that gets you closer to the vision and purpose that God has for you. One coach said, he said, yo, look, it's easy to find good players. It's getting them to work together. That's the hard part. And so people isn't necessarily the hard part. It's getting the people with the same mind, the same heart, going toward a common goal. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know anybody who doesn't want to succeed. If you don't want to succeed, this message is not for you. If you don't want to succeed, I would suggest that you're not living in the purpose that God has actually designed for you. Because God actually wants us to win, right? You do know where you're at right now isn't the end all be all, right? But here's what I found out is when it comes to dealing with relationships, whether it's friendships or romantic relationships, and the reason why some of us are experiencing new people but same experiences is because we haven't put something in place that will get us past the space that we're in. Okay, what are you talking about? Now look, this thing that I'm talking about is actually, for some, if not many, it's a curse word. It actually may make you cringe because this is exactly what the church when I was younger, this is what they told me, but the way that they told me didn't really fully encompass the way that God said that it was supposed to be. Now look, if you know what I'm talking about, like the people would say like, oh, don't have sex, stay away from women, stay away from men, don't talk to bad people. I mean, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. All these don'ts and nots, it doesn't seem fun. But here's the thing, God doesn't hold any good thing from us. He actually wants us to experience in its fullness relationships. He wants us to experience sex. He wants us to know what it feels like. He wants us to feel it, enjoy it, all that good stuff. It's great. The reason why we fall short is because we didn't put into place what God gave us before we were actually introduced to the idea of human relationships. Now, this is what I mean, is that before Adam was introduced to Eve, or before God gave Adam Eve, God gave Adam something else first. You know, and this one thing that he gave Adam, which he also gave us inherently, we don't use it that much. We actually don't use it at all for the most part. Because this thing is it's very difficult, okay? It's very frustrating, you know, to do, you know, and this thing that I'm talking about is in Genesis 2. And it says this, right? It says this. It says, Genesis 2, verse 16 and 17, it says, and the Lord God commanded the man, that you can eat freely from any tree that you want in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But that's ridiculous. Why can I eat from all of them except for the one? And I think that sometimes we want the one so bad, but it's like, yo, we have 1,000 other choices. But anyway, I digress. Because if we eat that one thing, we're gonna die, bro. That's what you say. So I would say, yo, if you eat the thing that I'm telling you not to eat, but you can have all the other 1,000 ones, you're gonna die, right? And so what God gave Adam before he actually introduced him to Eve and to human relationships is he gave him boundaries. Now, here's the challenge that we have with boundaries, is because it's easy to have boundaries with people that we don't like. It's easy to have boundaries with people that we don't find sexually attractive. You know, it's easy to have boundaries for people that we have nothing in common with. You know, because we're not thinking about boundaries because, look, they're not even getting close enough for us to be able to put a wall up. You feel me? God gives boundaries or parameters to the people that he loves. And that's everybody. But the thing about it is we don't use it because we think it's keeping us from actually going further. When I think about the word boundaries, I think about, yo, I can't go this far. I'm not supposed to go over there. But God's actually saying, like, listen, I give you the boundaries so that you can go there. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And here's how we can tell if this relationship needs to end. If this relationship is not helping, then we probably should not be in it. If it's not helping, it's hurting. And you know what happens when it starts to hurt more than it starts to help? Is that now we get used to, our bodies and our minds get used to functioning in hurtful situations. That's why we find ourselves in, like, we look at our relationships that we have, or even the relationships that we are in our own homes. And it's like, yo, this relationship is that if our family is very toxic and it's very draining and it hurts really bad. And then when we get out into the real world, we actually know how to live in a polluted environment, but not knowing that toxic and polluted environments is hurting you more than it is developing you. What I found out is that maybe in my life, the reason why I may have new person but experiencing the same relationships is because I know how to live in toxic environments. And I think we need to take inventory of this because there are many of us who are struggling with this idea of when to let go of something and how to protect us from not hurting other people and further hurting ourselves. And it says it right here. Look, 2 people are better than 1. That's great. But these 2 people, they need to help you succeed. And if they're not helping you succeed, if you guys aren't going in the same direction, if you guys are not trying to live your life the way that God has ordained it and designed it for it to be lived, and I'm just not talking about like, stay away from having sex. I'm not talking about staying away from doing drugs. I'm not talking about just that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about growing and fulfilling your purpose. I'm talking about experiencing the abundance of God's love, God's blessings, and God's grace. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of help you succeed that gets you further and closer to your goal. That's what I'm talking about. And if we're not involved with people who are doing that, unfortunately, easier said than done, because like I said, we've invested so much time in these relationships. We have to find a way to distance ourselves from these people. Now look, here's the thing. Just because they're not good for you, I'm not saying that they're not good people. They're just not good for you. You know what I'm saying? At this particular point in season in your life, they're just not good for you. Lock in with us at 6 p.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time. We're actually going to dive in and have a little discussion about this whole idea of like, how do we know when to end a relationship, and how do we figure out why we are why is it that we are experiencing same relationships but with new people? You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait for locking with you guys. Love you guys. See you guys tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all be good.